Everything I spit rare, we sounded that great. Area podcast, they talk about hip hop all the way in the UK, so they gon' get props. Ooh, let me catch you.
I'm nervous, man. It's been too long. I'm rusty. What was that?
No. Oh no.
The new board for the return of Mr.
Edit the fuck out of that.
Come on, sure, kick it off.
That's a wild one. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. At an exciting time. It feels like albums. There's like an increase in top albums at the minute, right? And Chicago's kind of leading the way at the minute. So yeah, you probably would have guessed by the title. We're talking Noname. We're talking Mick Jenkins. We're talking Chicago hip hop in general. Let's not waste time. Usually we do intros of artists and things like that, but we have already spoken about Noname. So go back and check our episode. What was that series? What happened to Noname? Yeah, that's it. Sound of
something else, man.
We need an explanation on that one.
It's the sound from Fuck You Mean.
Is it? Is it?
But it's just the original sample. It's not pitched up.
I'm out of touch. Damn. Okay. So let's just get into Noname. I feel like, look, correct me if I'm wrong. We want to talk about the music more than anything, right? But we can't really skate over the controversy and the muddled rollout of the album and all the rhetoric that's going on online. I won't say too much. All I'm going to say is, and it kind of is in line with what Sam said when we discussed this on WhatsApp a couple of weeks ago. Look, the J Electronica stuff is uncomfortable. I don't really like Noname's response to it, and I don't agree with everything Noname says and all of her politics and all that, but I'm not going to sit here and criticize Noname for this kind of thing when, in all honesty, we don't criticize many other rappers for the misogyny that's littered throughout the lyrics, the insensitivity to race, to the glorification of violence, etc., etc. So I'm going to keep it consistent and not get on her back too much, especially as a woman as well, because it feels like there are double standards in hip hop. Males can be, or men can be flawed. Look at Tupac, look at Kanye West, just as a couple of examples. But when women say something that is deemed controversial, they're kind of tarnished with a different brush. So that's all I'm going to say.
She didn't even say it this time as well. It's just a feature on her album.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe it's a conversation for another time. I don't know if anyone wants to expand on that, but look, I think we've got to kind of keep it consistent.
Well, I mean, Jay Electronica was just saying what he says anyways. He wasn't saying anything different to what he always says. He's just always talking about some next stuff that's like far too out there for anyone to get a grasp of. He's like, the meaning of Yakub and the spirit of the blood. Like, bro, relax. It's okay. You don't need to get the dictionary out every single time you're rapping. And obviously, people took offense to that, but Noname's like, shut the fuck up. This is my album. But didn't she take it off? Is it gone now?
No. So it was going to be a single. It was going to be a single because of the people saw that J Electronica was featured. There was backlash. She pulled the single. She even threatened to not drop the album or something like that. But we're kind of accustomed. I wasn't really surprised in what happened because we're kind of accustomed to this with Noname Online, right? She gets into it with fans and.
Do you want to hear the funniest thing? It's the most popular song on our Spotify right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
but what was the backlash? Was already there just from his name being announced as a feature.
Yeah, because and I'll be honest, I was late to it because, like Sam says, it can be hard to follow what J Electronica is saying. But I remember there was a line or two on a written testimony that caused some fuss, and then he spoke out when Nick Cannon said some stuff and his management dropped him and whatnot. And so the last few years, I mean, I've kind of been aware of it with J Electronica, but yeah, online, apparently on social media, people really took issue with it. And it got the single got canned basically, but it's on the album.
They're like a woke parade, aren't they? So if she's doing any step wrong, I feel like they'd get on her about that.
Yeah, well, she said it herself. Like she's aware that if she, being as political as she is, speaking on the topics that she does, it comes with a certain responsibility, and people will hold her to a certain standard. But yeah, no, I wanted to just talk about. I didn't want to make it seem like we were insensitive to it, but at the same time, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, we want to talk about the music and be consistent with these artists that we talk about because let's face it, and also in her words, like. she's not done anything physical or violent towards anyone. She shares opinions, and people seem to get really, really mad about it. But she's not actually causing any direct harm to anyone. So, yeah. Should we get into it?
I really like her album. I think it's good. Like the middle section of it, like it was blowing my mind. I was really, really impressed with this album. But again, I didn't really know it was coming out until you said, "Oh, Noname's dropping an album this week." I was like, "Yeah, sure she is," and then it actually come out. So I was shocked and surprised. Like I don't know if my reaction to it is because I was shocked because she was dropping, or is because it's actually good. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I swear, Kieran, you did not. You were like, no, you were not having it when I was saying it, right?
Yeah, I didn't even believe it at all.
Well, she was meant to. Well, not meant to. She announced an album a few years back, right? A Factory Baby or something like that. She was going to release an album, and then it got pulled. Like she just stopped working on it. Spoke about stopping music and whatnot. So, yeah, I can understand why there was some, skepticism about whether it was coming out. Sam, when you say the middle section, what tracks are you referring to?
So from the interlude part down to Afrofuturism, for me, that was a great section.
Because that's when you was talking about the middle section, I was like, yes, because I had to rate the songs individually, and literally that middle section is just it's a chef's kiss. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's all the parts with no features. So I'm just like, does Noname need features, or does she just choose to have them? Because it's like I would have happily just had that section as an album, and then the Black Mirror song to start.
The thing is,
really.
though, that she uses the features really well, like almost like how Kanye would use his features. They all come with their like arguably career highlight moment, or like the best we've heard them in a few years. They're on topic, yeah, for sure. And they make sense as well. They don't ever feel like shoehorned in, especially like how that track with Billy Wood's, the gospel one, just like develops. Oof. And the verses get deeper and deeper. Oof. And then it's like, wow.
Yeah, I want to talk about that Woods verse at some point. But about that middle section, something that I enjoy a lot in there is the production, like the drums on potentially the interlude and Namesake as well. In fact, just there's live instrumentation all over this, right? But yeah, that was something that I picked up on. But
I don't know if we said this in that previous episode we had with Noname, but I remember her saying once that she was delaying releasing this album because she struggled to find the right producers for her. And I feel like when you listen to this album, it does feel properly unique. Like she'd either have to have had a team or just spent years, which is what she did, to really craft this kind of really unique sound, actually.
I don't know if she spent years making this. I wonder if she just kind of has been making lots of different things, and then this is the most recent thing she's made that she liked. Do you know what I mean? Like she's just been iterating lots.
I wonder if that was in reference to Factory Baby, because I read there's a really good interview with her. Bear with me 1 second. I want to make sure I give them some shine. I think the site is called The Tribe. They interviewed her last week before her block party, which was part of this rollout as well. And she said basically that Factory Baby, she was trying to make an album for leftist Twitter or something like that, and because of the positive response to Rainforest, and then she found out like where she was really trying to make an album for other people, it just weren't working out. But then this one, she said she's kind of like she's giving less fucks, and she's like, I was more of a mixtape vibe with this one, which is interesting actually. I get that from songs like Oblivion, especially where she's just barring, but. Yeah, this one to me felt like it was put together quite quickly, actually. But I don't know for sure. Something I wanted to ask you all about was, because this is the thing that I'm still kind of struggling with, so I'm interested to hear what you all think, is Sundial, right? The title, and then you look at the cover art as well. What does that mean? Like, what does anyone? Because I know there's references throughout the album to the sun and orbits and things like that, but I'm looking at the album cover, I'm reading the title, and I'm thinking about the content, and I'm not quite piecing it all together. Does anyone have any thoughts?
Do you know what? You know when we talk about how album artwork's like really like inspirational, like makes you choose to listen to it. This is one of those ones you look and go, "What the hell is that?" It looks kind of scary.
Yeah, no, I think
that's true. Same, but I didn't want to say it because I feel like there's some double standards. Because The Weeknd's Dawn FM is also this. Like you could say, gruesome,
it is giving a bit of a Dawn FM vibe.
Yeah, but like this is the thing. I think there's double standards Because we didn't say this about the Weeknd's album, but we're saying about No Name's one.
But the look in this person's eye, I don't know if this is meant to be
Yeah, the look is off.
The look is crazy.
Yeah. The look is
the eyes follow you around the room like Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
It's crazy.
It just looks a bit scary and it's serious looking. And I know what you mean, Kieran, because that's such a good point. Because obviously, Dawn FM, we didn't say anything about this, but for me, it's the eyes. The eyes are just like the eyes just follow you, like Sam says. Yeah.
It's like one of them paintings that watch you.
Yeah, I don't know. The album artwork's not really speaking to me. I just saw it and thought, that's creepy. Anyway, let's press play and get that off my screen.
Whoa. Oh.
That's how I was feeling.
Wow.
Whoa.
So I might be
Hot
reaching.
take.
The only thing I've kind of come up with in my head, but I might be way off, is I'm looking at the face and that, right? And just the overall, it almost looks like different faces have been pieced together.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and-
100%.
And what that made me think is I thought about some of the features as well. And we know how political No Name is. We know how we've already touched on Jay Electronica. Billy Woods as well is someone that also is kind of left leaning. And I'm thinking, is she kind of displaying this spectrum of different political thoughts within like the African American community, or just like the black community in general? Like, I'm just trying to. I don't quite get. I'm trying to piece it together. Does that make sense to anyone? It's almost like different. Am I way off?
I don't know.
I don't
think you're
wild
way
take,
off.
though. Yeah, I'm
could
thinking
be on
like,
the
do you know
money.
how sundials they work because the sun like moves around and it like creates that shadow. So
Right.
like the sundial is essentially like a slave to the sun, and I don't know. I feel like she definitely sits in this place of being like a spokesperson for the people, and they kind of work around every single word she says. It's like this. She's the energy for this machine to start moving and stuff. So
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I think maybe there's something like that.
Yeah, that seems more in line. I was thinking about the interview as well. She said something like, "I'm on my Pan-African shit" or something like that, and she spoke about wanting to give different ideologies a voice, not in those words exactly, but and then I just look at the cover art and I'm like, it's almost like different people are put together into one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Everything
get
about
what
it's
you're trying to
unsettling though. The
say.
pose is like she's about to disappear from the screen. The eyes are telling me that she's staying. The hair looks like she's been through a fight. I don't know, man. It's I just find it unsettling. The whole thing's giving me uncanny valley vibes. That I just
And then
don't
what
know.
is it in the top right? Is that
A mermaid, isn't
Yeah.
it?
is it?
And this
Some-
is what
some kind of-
threw me because I haven't-
Some type of fish creature. I'm not.
that must just be like a reference to like her group or her collective. or
Is
something,
she in
surely.
Aquarius
Like,
or
what
whatever
could-
the one with the mermaid would be?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
a
star
good
sign.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good
That's a
point.
shout.
Ah,
That's a shout.
okay.
It
I'd
could
love
be
to know.
that. I don't know.
I'd love to know.
That would make
Yeah,
a lot of
other
sense
than-
if it was star sign.
I'm still not understanding why. I guess it's just a personal thing, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know much about star signs. She's born in September. What does that make her?
Oh
No,
no, she's
she's
not
like
Aquarius.
Virgo
She's not Aquarius or anything like that. Nah. September's like
There you go.
I don't even know what September
That's
is.
Virgo.
Could be her
Is it
moon
a
rising.
Virgo?
I don't know all this shit. Virgo? What's a Virgo do? What's that look like? Is that a fish?
There's no Virgo reference
I don't
in
know.
this for sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know why
a
there's-
Virgo
there's
star
a
sign is,
mermaid.
I don't know. Oh no, it's looking like some kind of mermaid thing. I don't know.
It
Is
is a
it?
mermaid, isn't it?
Don't know.
Oh, Virgo.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh wait, wasn't Little Mermaid a black lady in the film? I
Yeah,
just
she
remembered
was.
What's
it.
that got to do with anything?
Yeah. No, yeah. Come on. I feel like she's talking a lot of black politics, and that was definitely a hot topic on social media. Like, especially if you went on YouTube, you saw that video. The trailer got so many dislikes to the likes just because she was.
They
a black
switched off the
Little
dislikes
Mermaid.
now, so you can't even see it anymore. But I don't know.
I think they
Let's-
switched
let's-
off because of that, though.
Let's get out of the artwork and talk about the music.
Yeah.
What are we feeling about the music? Like bars wise, beats wise, topics wise. How are we feeling about it? I'm feeling good about this, but
The bars
like I
are
said,
hard.
it's shock value.
I mean, I was in terms of the music. I've spoke about the production, but the track for me, the one that really stands out, just hitting every bass, is Beauty Supply from the first time I heard it, I was like, this is it's beautiful. And do you know what? A lot of tracks now, like these are brief songs. Don't get me wrong, like the runtime of each of them. But this one does something that doesn't happen a lot anymore, which is just letting the beat ride and just like like the little guitar solo that comes in, everything like that. I think musically that song, and also content wise, I mean, obviously it's not something I can speak to, but it's just like ticking all the boxes in what I want in a a 10 out of it's a 10 out of 10 to me, that song. I think it's amazing, one of the best songs this year.
I think it's the best of her sound as well when she's on this kind of laid back jazzy kind of neo soul vibe. That's when she gets her best stuff going. Like it's a shame that she didn't have any features on that, but also she didn't need them. But if she did have a feature on there, you could really hear like Saba being on there, or someone like that she's collabed with before on other projects. But yeah, you're right, 100%. This is it's a great song from her, and it's in that middle section where I feel like where she actually has an album in that bit, as opposed to the whole album being one thing. It's like that section there is actually like where the album is for me.
And the other one as well was Hold Me Down. Like I think I said it on WhatsApp. That one was early Kanye vibes. That one, the choir coming in, a little bit of a throwback to Telephone as well, with just that kind of, there's something sort of upbeat and playful to it, but also there's the juxtaposition of quite heavy topics being discussed as well. What was the other one as well? The one that hit, Gospel as well. Again, choirs. Oh, man, I'm jumping a little bit, but the features on that one especially. I mean, Silk Money, the way he starts that verse with the Fugees line. Yeah, the flow's mad, aggressive delivery. But then Billy Woods, I mean, it kind of reminded me a bit of, when Getz was on In the Fire and they changed the beat. Because they knew like this is a special verse. With this one, like the drums come out and then it gets to a certain point in the verse and the choir comes back in. It's like they knew, this one's special. That verse is incredible, man.
What do you like about it?
About the verse?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing for me is, and I mean, I'm quite late to the party with Billy Woods. I know I've been, like when we've done our awards, he creeps into my top 10, but I think I've been underrating him. But this year, especially with that Maps album, I'm starting to really get it. And the thing with him is we talk about storytelling in rap, but this guy, I'm struggling to think of people that are able to like share memories like he does. Like there's such a vividness to the way he writes. Like, and I know I think his dad is from Zimbabwe and he lived out there for a bit. And I think this is a story about them being at a rally when the revolution was on. I think it is that, unless he's telling the story from someone's perspective who was there, or if it's actually him. But there's such a level of detail to it. It's one of those ones where it just takes you out. You just like zone straight in. I think I was saying it on WhatsApp. It's like he paints a canvas with his bars. It's very vivid, very emotional. Again, aided by the production. I think it's verse of the year. I'm not going to lie. I think feature of the year. I think it's incredible.
Big words from Mr. Sean. What about you, Theo? What are you saying about this album?
I'm loving it. I'm loving how just musically, sonically, the production is incredible, and just obviously some of the topics are heavy, but I just think it's how it's that middle section for me, because Beauty Supply is just incredible. I could listen to that song every single time, but for me, even though it's heavy, I keep coming back to it, and it's it's toxic. Toxic just does something to me. It's just the way how she tells that. How she talks on it, it hits me in a different sort of a way, and how she sort of painted that picture, and it's just, well, I don't know, just for, honestly, Toxic just does something to me. Like I feel the sort of the anger and all the emotions within that song, which kind of, excuse the pun, makes it more even toxic in it. But she's doing it, she's doing her, and I really understand and feel from that song, especially towards the end, that she is doing her. And I just thought, wow, I'm just sitting back thinking, you know what, this is incredible. And obviously Namesake as well is phenomenal, but potentially the interlude, I could listen to that all day as well, even though it's like essentially an interlude. I could just sit there and listen to it. I just all the time. I just think it's phenomenal. But I
wish
keep
it was
coming
a
back
song,
to that.
though.
Yeah, likewise.
I wish it kind of.
I was like,
Sorry?
what am I hearing here? I had to wheel it up twice. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
But it's the
I
production.
feel like
The
she's
production.
touching on some interesting things,
Oh,
though. Sorry,
100%.
Theo. Yeah.
No, it's all right because don't you feel that the production just sets her up nicely, and then when she just gets going, I'm like, oh my goodness me, this is just like, can you keep, like you said, can you keep going? It's just, but yeah, she does touch
It's a
on.
very
If she
minimalist
kept
beat
going,
as well, though.
Yeah, definitely. But it's hooked you in right from the get go, and you're like, okay, yeah, I want this to keep going.
It's just that idea, though, that the people say they love you, but they really love potential. Like, I think that's a really interesting thing that I would have loved for her to expand on. I mean, maybe she's touching on it throughout the album. Because I feel like something, I wouldn't call it a theme, but the mood for me here, and it's something that's going to come up in the next album we talk about, is frustration, is anger. Like, she's pissed off. Like, you can just tell throughout this thing, like, she is. I know there's things like Beauty Supply, and the instrumentation is different on a lot of these tracks, but what she's saying and how she's saying it, she don't sound happy. And
No,
I think one of the
definitely.
reasons why is what she's touching on that track. I'd have loved for it to have been longer. What about you, Kieran? What are you feeling on this?
Just adding on to what you were saying, she doesn't sound happy lyrically, but I feel like her voice is just so soft and easy listening. She's basically, it's almost like elevator music, especially with Black Mirror, like the chords and the way I could just hear that instrumental in an elevator. It's so chill. I think that's a really interesting like juxtaposition she's got. But yeah, my favorite track is actually Boom Boom. I just like that
Hey.
she's having fun. Yeah, like I was gonna say the Pum Pum song, but
Make a wish.
I think that song's fun. I was surprised that Ione feature as well. She's singing, like she's not just like doing a little hook. She's singing on that.
She needs a shout out. Two great features, I think.
Yeah,
Oblivion Book.
Her feature as well. I don't know if she's from Chicago, but the whole thing this whole project just has this Chicago feel to it. Even though she's branched out with the features, she's got Common at the end, which is such a nice ending too. Like Oblivion's quite a hard track to process, I find as well, because it's like the pace is fast and like at the point you're at the Common verse, it's like what the hell's going on? And then it ends faster than you realize.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was about to say. Don't you find that track just ends abruptly? Like you're in it and then it just ends, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's the album over.
Yeah, that song kind of sums up the album in a way. Like you put it on and it's over by the time you realize it. But it's not a bad thing for sure. Like I was happy with the length of the album, and I also felt like she catered to the modern era in a lot of ways. Like she didn't really go out crafting full records. She was just like spitting. Sometimes there was choruses.
Yeah.
It's just general Noname vibes as well. She did that a lot before.
Well, it definitely makes sense why she said what she said about it, or kind of like being in a mixtape mode, because that was something that I was going to say is just like not a criticism, but I felt that, especially after all the time away, like I like a concise album, but there were points on this where I felt, like that could have been fleshed out more, or
no, but
this feels
it's
a bit
like
unfinished. But
do you remember
it
Earl
makes sense,
Sweatshirt's
'cause-
album Sick?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
he had like a 1.5-minute track, and it was so dense that we were content with it. I feel like this album hits on that level as well.
Yeah, no, I
to
do.
interrupt you,
Yeah,
though, but yeah.
I do mostly. But when she said about the mixtape thing, it was like, oh, that makes sense. You just got some stuff to say. You're not really bothered about, like, other than Beauty Supply, like I said, where it kind of they let the beat ride and let the musicians do their thing. She's not really interested in. It's urgent. That's the best word I can use. It's urgent. She's got stuff to say. Once she said it, on to the next one. Bang. And it fits. And Oblivion, I think, for that track, it works that it ends abruptly, but because it's the end of the album, it's like it's a bit jarring. You're like, oh, we're done. If it came somewhere else, it would have, I don't know. But
It would have felt like a moment to you.
Sorry?
It would have felt like a moment to you.
Yeah. But also, Kieran, back to when we were talking about the album cover and the title and all that, what you were saying, which I think is that sounds like that was probably the best interpretation of what it all means. It makes sense in relation to that track too. The whole spinning into oblivion, sundial thing, like the orbit. And When you were saying that earlier, I was thinking about that track actually as well.
Oh, that seems like a star exploding at the end kind of thing.
Back to Toxic quickly. That was like the more palatable version of We Cry Together. That song for me, it was. I agree with you, Phil. There was a toxicity to it, like it was fitting, but it definitely wasn't as abrasive as Kendrick's last year. But it's good to get that female perspective as well, right? In these things, I know that Kendrick had it with Taylor Page, but coming from Noname as well, giving that perspective is interesting. Afrofuturism as well. I think that's a tune, man. There's something off kilter to it, but I love it. And the flow as well. That's something people don't talk about enough. Noname's flow.
She's got her own flow. She's got her own style, her own flow, and I think that actually makes some people quite mad because if you rap like Noname, people can kind of tell. Because it's like a spoken word kind of flow, where it's also kind of like it's adaptable, so she can break out into singing a bit and come back into the kind of spoken word flow that she's really kind of honed
it's a bit like
from
Chance.
day one.
Chance the Rapper has a style kind of adjacent, I would say.
Yeah, true. But Chance isn't doing anything. Do you know what I mean? She's at least doing something. She's trying to be a rapper. Chance the Rapper is on. I don't even know what he does now. I think he's just living off residuals. He doesn't make music anymore, does he?
He was releasing singles last year. He may have dropped stuff this year, but I think since that so-called debut album, his well, we might get to it later on when we talk about Chicago, but yeah, Chance. It felt like 2016 times. He was gonna go into huge things, and then since that, was it called The Big Day? It's not really gone.
Well, he spoke about how people associated him with drug rap too much because of how he did LSD or acid once, and he's like, I actually only did it that one time, made that album about it, and then tried to move past it, but everyone's like, no, you're the drug rapper now. It's just like he got trapped in that kind of thought loop. But I don't know. I think Noname's unique. I don't think she sounds like Chance the Rapper. I think it's just accents, maybe.
I suppose before we maybe move on to like favorite tracks and all that, is we've got to talk about Namesake, I guess, because that's the one that, other than Balloons, has caused the biggest. It's gotten the biggest response, I'd say, especially because of the name she calls out. I mean, in fairness to her, she is kind of self-deprecating. Like there's lines like on Black Mirror where she says something about drifting in and out of consciousness, like the rappers do. She a rapper too, and then on this one she talks about the decision to play at Coachella, even though she said she wouldn't do it. And I think what she means by that is perform in front of mostly white audiences. But what do we think about the name call-outs and what that song means?
She's just going at every Rock Nation artist or something, because all I see is Jay-Z and Rihanna. It's like Beyonce, Kendrick as well.
No, Kendrick's on there as well. But when with the Namesake, what she's actually saying though is actually quite fitting, because the NFL has always been like, she makes a good point. When I was actually listening to it, how many rappers have come out and said, oh yeah, look, the NFL, you're all for Colin Kaepernick. We're all like, we're standing against the NFL, only to turn around and then just do the Super Bowl. And then, like I said, and then she does it so well that she says that. She's like, oh, look, you're all like saying that you're against the Super Bowl, but now you're signing up for the Super Bowl. But yet I'm in that same boat, because I said I wouldn't perform at Coachella, but I have. And then just like sort of doubles down on that. But I get it. I mean, the way she's done it is... it's funny with the whole go Kendrick go. I found that quite funny. But she makes a good point though. I can't go away from that. When I looked at the lyrics and how she painted that picture and what she's actually talking and what she's saying, and with the fighter jets and everything, because the NFL has always had that relationship with the military, and you're basically funding the military for the US to be stronger. She's actually making a valid point.
She's making the argument that there's bigger fish to fry here, and I've got to make a paycheck at the end of the day, is what I felt like, because she's like, the same gun that shot this black kid over here is the same gun that's shooting someone out in the Middle East. It's like, oh yeah, you don't think of it like that. It's like sometimes you get so pigeonholed into your way of thinking of what I'm saying is the most important thing, or what's going on over here is the most important thing. There's actually worse atrocities happening for us as a country overseas, is what I felt like she was trying to say.
Do you know what though? I'm going to be a bit of a prick.
There we go.
She says she don't fuck with Jay-Z, and then she puts JLEC on the album. She's like, no, I'm joking, because you know what as well, like, and this is something I touched on it earlier. The double standards is like when someone like JPEG Mafia, or name another out there male rapper says some wild shit, it's like, oh, they're so bold, it's brave, it's funny, it's this and that. Noname does it, it's like, it's a problem. Do you know what I mean? It's all. I think it doesn't sit that well with me. I think that just on a music perspective and like a rapping perspective, the way she's spitting on this is crazy. Like the speed, the you know the wordplay. I don't think it's as deep as people think. I think, like Fia, you said about the way she's like rapping, like go Kendrick, go, and all that. It's kind of playful. It's not like I actually hate these people. It's yeah, I don't think it's as deep as people make out. But she's making a valid point. I think we all consume things and don't really think about the bigger picture and where our money goes and what we're kind of funding or what we're, you know, supporting and whatnot. But I like it, man. I like her. She's brave, you know. She's saying shit a lot of people won't say. So crack on. But yeah, I did laugh when she said about not fucking with Jay-Z. I was like, did I not just hear Jay Elec like 3 tracks ago? That's interesting. Okay.
And as we know, Jay Electronica album is just basically a Jay-Z album.
Collabo.
That's from our unreleased archives where we just spoke about how weird that was to be like, this is a Jay Electronica album, but I've heard him twice.
Anyway. I think we touched on every track. I know we've not gone too deep, but so what were our favourites then?
For me, it's got to be potentially the interlude, Beauty Supply, and maybe Afrofuturism. I'm kind of undecided. Everyone else?
Mine was the Boom Boom one and Gospel.
Wait, Kieran, say that again. What was it?
It's the Boom Boom one.
The laugh. Oh no. Oh shit.
Oh man.
I didn't know those 2 buttons are going to get you guys so much.
No, mine's potentially. Oh god, I said potentially twice.
It sounds like I've got to do it.
Yeah, no, mine's potentially the interlude, and you might as well just go straight down to Toxic. So potentially the interlude, Namesake, Beauty Supply, Toxic. There you go.
That's the whole run.
Oh yeah, that run for me is nice.
You did a FIFO, Theo.
What, a FIFA?
Name like a half an album. Yeah, mine is shout out Dead End Hip Hop. Mine is Beauty Supply is definitely number 1. Hold Me Down, I love. And then it's a toss up between Gospel and Afrofuturism. I think maybe Afrofuturism is just an overall track, but the Billy Woods feature, like I said, is just
that feature's probably the best moment on the album.
Oh man, powerful stuff. Scores on the doors. What we got?
I'm coming in really low here. I'm coming in at like a 7.5, which is
my god.
What's 7.3 maybe?
No, we're not
doing. That's actually a mess, man. That's actually some bullshit.
No, wait, Sam, you're trolling.
No, I'm being serious.
No,
I'm being serious. I can be.
Shouldn't have started with
Explain.
Do you know what it is? When I'm coming into an album, what I'm expecting is what I'm expecting, and I guess it just hit me at a wrong time. Like, I was in the mood for something else. I'm in the mood for like a summertime kind of
I swear you said when the album dropped, I needed this album or something like that.
At that time I needed it.
I'm sure that was you.
I don't know. I'll be saying shit. That's the problem. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go back. I'll go back to the 7.5. I'm sticking at the 7.5. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. We took him to court.
Oh my goodness me.
Kieran?
Oh no.
Other end of the spectrum.
Hold me back.
Trust me.
Let's have Theo next. Let's go in this circle that I'm seeing. Theo next.
Okay, no, I'm gonna. Yeah, so I tried to do it where I rated every song, but then I had to bump it up because it came lower than I thought it was going to be. So I'm rating it 8.8. That's where I think it
Come
should
on,
sit.
that's what I'm thinking.
Theo's rated it the same as Pitchfork. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna get in. Snap 8.8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Go on, Kieran.
I was gonna say 8.9.
So what are we working with? Damn, I feel like you've brought that one down.
I brought the average down, but I'm rating it as honest as I can. Like, I don't know.
That's fair, that's fair.
That's how I feel.
That's fair.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
always
all
low with the rankings. This one's low. I don't know. I might change it towards the end of the year, but for now, I think it brings it down to like a 7.9 or something.
Oh my god.
Oh, whoa,
That-
really?
That can't be real.
Oh,
Let me check. I'm doing
I
the
should have
maths
rated
live
it
on air.
higher, man.
Quick maths.
This is definitely the opposite of quick maths.
I might get them for you.
This is old man maths.
Here we go.
8.5 is the average, actually. There we go.
That's fair.
nice.
I feel like that's fair.
That's nice. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, look, the very last thing I'll say on it is, like we said, we weren't really going to touch on the politics and the controversy too much. What this album did for me was something kind of similar to what Kendrick's Auntie Diaries did, in that there was a response to that where people weren't too happy with the execution, and it offended some people. And I think with this, and particularly the JLX stuff, is what is said to me is that I think, again, touching on other things in hip hop that we ignore, other like content, I mean, that we ignore that is problematic. What this has said to me is, going forward, I need to really start listening to what people are saying and start to be a bit more consistent across the board, especially if we're going to criticize certain artists, i.e. someone like a Noname. So I'm undecided on how I feel about Noname going forward, and I'm kind of going on my own little journey now to, like I say, take in lyrics more seriously. But all I'll say is, and I think it's really important for people to read that article with the Tribe, because she clarifies a few things and expands on some stuff. But I want to commend her boldness. She's like I say, don't necessarily agree with the politics and the opinions, but to have the stance she does in a very in a male dominant and capitalist industry, I think it's bold. And yeah, as long as I think her intentions are deep down are pure, and there's, you know, I'm interested to see how her career pans out and how her just how she progresses as an artist and as a person. So yeah, I do not cancel Noname.
Wow. Sean, the head of the cancelling authority, says uncancelled Noname. You heard it here first.
But fuck cancelling, we don't like cancelling. Anyway,
It's hard, Sean. It's hard with lyrics, because there's tracks like "Fuck You Mean," for example, where he's actually saying some madness. But how can you not like that song?
No,
but this is what I meant. No, but what?
What's he saying that's mad?
It's one of the best songs. Oh, he says about. I can quote one line right now.
Quote it.
Well, yeah, quite.
With the swears, I don't know. Like, he says, "Fucking this bitch like a perv."
Yeah.
That's what he
Oh
says.
my!
You never done that.
Why did you say yeah? Like you agree?
I like what you said, ecstasy, a wonderful feeling. I'm sure it is. Do you know what I mean? I've never had it, but there you go. So,
but Kieran, I kind of mean the opposite to what you're saying, is that we have never had a conversation about those lines before. Like, it doesn't even, we don't even see it as a problem, because we're so used to this kind of thing being spoken about. But as soon as an artist like Noname has a feature like this on the album, or says some of the things she says, there's uproar from people. Do you get what I mean? It's like, why do we not care about like I say, the misogyny and the glorification of violence, but then we'll get onto an artist like this when they include a feature like this one. So that's what I mean. Is I'm personally going to start deep in lyrics a bit more, and being consistent across the board. Because I look back at some of these classic albums, like I'm name dropping now, but think about something like Doggy Style. I mean, that is crazy what's been said on that album. Crazy. So, that's what I mean, basically. That's what I mean.
I get you.
Should we get on to Mick Jenkins?
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's do Mick Jenkins, another Chicago legend.
Chi-town stand-up.
Legend.
So before we get into the album, were we listening to the singles that came out before? Were we enjoying the singles?
You know what?
I know Sam's not a singles man, but
Mick Jenkins is not on my radar like that, but that's my own fault. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he's not worth listening to. I'll just say he's just not on my radar. So the singles were dropping, and I was just a bit like, eh. Do you know what I mean?
But you don't really do singles, though, do you? Like, if you want to hear an album,
if I don't, if I know there's an album coming, I'm not really going to bother. But some people buck that exception. Like someone like Dave, I might as well listen to the singles so I can get a feel for whether or not I want to listen to that podcast that's going to be in his album.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, no, I didn't listen to any of the singles from Mick Jenkins.
Oh
Mick
my
Jenkins now.
days! No, but you know when you said singles, obviously I listened to Guapanese, which is just unbelievable, by the way. But I didn't listen to the other singles before I got to the album. To be honest, it was only Guapanese, and that was it for me.
Oh, so you didn't hear Smoke Break? Because that's a big single, you know. Like,
No,
like
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it until the album dropped. I didn't hear that.
Okay. What about you, Kieran?
No, I was tapped in. I feel like I'm a Mick Jenkins fan, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, but I also felt like I just wasn't sure where he was going. I feel like his whole career's been a bit like, I'm not sure what he's going for. Kind of reminds you of Big Crit in more recent years, but like he's never dropped. The thing is, Mick's never fallen off. I feel like he's actually always delivered with every project. There's at least been like one amazing song. But generally he's an album crafter, so I was just waiting for the album.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I was aware of the singles. Guapanese was definitely the one that was in rotation more. But I also had the kind of Sam stance where I was like, I knew the album was coming because he announced it, and I thought, let me take these in once we get the full project. But yeah, I knew Smoke Break was doing the rounds with the JID feature as well. And I can see the streaming numbers on that are much higher than everything else, so it's clearly done well. But yeah, the album. I mean, I don't think it's a hot take to say that I feel like the theme and just the general vibe is again a bit like Noname, but for different reasons. Is frustration. I'm trying to think when I've heard. I don't think Mick's ever sounded this aggressive over a full project. We've had aggressive songs in the past, but this is like nearly every one. He's damn near shouting.
Only till like
literally
the
right from the top
point,
to the bottom.
He calms down. Yeah,
calms down, but then he starts
down,
getting angry again. Like
he does.
You're spot on. I haven't because I consider myself a Mick Jenkins fan myself ever since the Waterman, obviously. But you've never heard him this. Yeah. You've never heard him this like sort of agitated and anger, and you hear the passion in his voice. Like for me, Pasta. Like, have you ever heard him like that on a track? He was just. I was like, what?
The beat on that's crazy. It's so like it kind of sounds like something from Life After Death, the Biggie album. Do you know what I mean? Like that mafioso feel.
I never thought that, but
I find the aggressive delivery quite difficult to listen to from him though, because I'm used to him making like I guess like stoner music. Yeah,
where he's just like, what you're saying,
and he's like just barring, and I feel like we get that on like Roy G. Biv. Which is an amazing song. Yeah, that's an amazing song because it's very like classic Mick, whereas he actually has progressed as an artist on this album to a point where he's kind of unrecognizable. Did anyone else feel like that?
Kind of. I mean,
I don't know. I think there's an element of that classy rap on here with Guapanese. Guapanese is like, I don't know. It feels like something Griselda would do, where they're just like talking through something, like it's a discussion type thing. It's like really classy.
He lets the bars breathe as well. He'll say something and just like let it sit with you, and you're like, ooh, you just
I think he was inspired by Griselda. That's why he got the Benny feature on Sitting Ducks.
But I think that, like I say, there's been instances of it throughout his career. There's been singles or just songs throughout albums where he's got that more aggressive shouting type delivery, but. Yeah, it was definitely noticeable in this one, to the point where I was like, the album title should have been The Frustration, or like Ran Out of Patience or something. Like, I didn't get a patient vibe from him. I felt like, again, a bit like Noname is like, I've got quite a lot to say, or like I've got a chip on my shoulder. And
I feel like he's saying
with that, I was going to say though, with that, but don't you get the feeling that it's called The Patience because how the album finishes and what he touches on? He's frustrated, so he's talking about, I need to be more patient. So hence why it's called The Patience, because it's this journey of becoming more patient. So it's like a flip way, sort of. Yeah, he's not patient at all.
I feel like the picture in the album artwork is showing how impatient he is. It's like he's got his hand over his mouth. He's like keeping his words back. You know what I mean? It's like he's on the edge of something over there. So it's like, I think the patience.
He looks like he's going to kill
someone.
He
needs, like, the patience he had to not go this crazy.
Sorry, Sam. Sorry for interrupting you. I feel like you're making a good point.
I don't even know what you said. I was on my own thing.
Oh man,
what did you say?
I just said he looks like he's gonna kill someone. I feel like that's true, man. He's got the killer eyes.
Mad.
He definitely looks fed up. But he again, he's done a few good interviews. But I was reading one with the Fader, and he was talking about how his label situation has changed. So he's out of the previous deal that he had with at least the last 2 projects, and he wasn't very happy with his situation during those times, and he felt that he said like with this album, he kind of put his all into it. The other ones he didn't, and he didn't feel like his albums were promoted in the way he wanted to. He didn't have as much freedom with the marketing, loads of stuff. But I'm guessing where the what he's touching on is maybe his experiences and his feelings during those times, or the transition from them until this period, and that's where this frustration's coming from, and this not just lack of patience, but like Theo says, the kind of realization to be more patient as well. Because I agree with you. Kind of, there's a resolution at the end of this album. But someone brought up Roy G. Biv.
Yeah.
That to me is one of the best written songs all year, and I only properly deeped it yesterday. I only clocked like what he's doing with that track. Is everyone like? Do you know what's going on? Like what the title
I don't
means?
know. I'm just like shocked by the way he's borrowing on it. I can't even deep what he's saying, but like he's doing that thing he does, but at his top level, he's like free association things.
For me, I felt like he was like jumping in and out of the beat. I don't know. It felt like a bit of like a trip. Like when I was listening to it, I was like, whoa.
So I got Flying Lotus vibes. The beat to me is Flying Lotus-esque, and the way he goes, there's the little like, I can't even call it a chorus, but he says something like Color Theory or something like that. It's almost got like a Kendrick vibe from To Pimp a Butterfly times. It's just a bit like weird in a good way, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. So you know, Theo, you know them. You know the reaction channel Lost in Vegas.
Oh yeah, they're brilliant.
Yeah,
they're fantastic. They are.
So they just randomly popped up on my feed in the last couple of days, and I was like, I've not heard from them in a while. They're talking about Mick, and it was this track, and they helped me realize that. So the title is an acronym for the rainbow, or the colors of the rainbow.
Oh yeah.
And if you think about the verses and the schemes, so the first one is talking about it's the color red and different shades of red, and I think he's touching on colorism. And then the second verse is green. I know there's blue in there too, but it's like different shades of green. He talks about
my mind's blown.
Jaded eyes and olive branches. Yeah. And then the third theory is more, and this is where it's more up to interpretation, but he's kind of like, he says, what brushstroke did you get stuck in? What kind of palette you mixed up in? Just talking about their environments, their perspectives, how your life can pan out in different ways depending on those things. And then there's the whole bit at the end with, like the pink slips and you can't have enough to drive. They pull in yellow cards and the squad all going. The channel orange stuff, the grey area, all that.
Hey,
it's incredible.
Shout out to us.
Shout out the grey area. Oh, wow, when you think of it in that context, as soon as they said the colours of the rainbow, I was like, oh my god, this is incredible.
That's phenomenal. I'm gonna have to listen. No, I'm gonna have to listen to that again, man. I've not deeped it like that. That's mad.
Theo, you look like the cover art there. You were just like,
honestly, I didn't see it like that. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, it's incredible,
again.
Man. And to me, that's where I feel like Mick's in his bag most when he does the conceptual stuff. Like there's P's and Q's. There's not Bruce Banner. That was different, but he's done stuff before on singular tracks and albums where he's got this clear concepts and he runs with it.
I think Black Sheep on The Water, that one was kind of like that.
Yeah, and this one for me is the standout, and it's different to the rest of the album. Like Sam said, it's trippy. It doesn't really sound like anything else on there. The flow it's one of there's a few instances on here of respite, and this is one of them where he's just on a more chilled vibe. But nah, man, when you realise that context, what the song title means, it just mind blown, incredible.
It's
Any
short
other
as
track?
well. It's under 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it goes back to that thing you were saying about Earl and what we were saying about Noname too. I think there's a real skill to creating something this dense in such a short space of time. There's not many people that can do it. I think of like Noname, I think of Earl, I think of Vince to an extent. I think of Pusha T as well, like what he's able to do in a short space of time.
Pusha T has spoken about a brick of coke in more ways than I think is possible.
It's incredible though, isn't it? Like, it's crazy. But like I'm thinking like Daytona, for example. I mean, that is like it's borderline EP. It's not, it's barely
short.
an album, but so much is packed in there. And I don't just mean from a lyrical like content perspective, but like musically as well. There's a lot going on. But the other thing that Mick talks about a lot on here that comes up is I think the frustration and the whole thing around patience isn't just in relation to his situation, but I think it's also how he's perceived by the rest of the rap game or like fans, and how I think he thinks that maybe he's underrated.
He's overlooked even.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
You
definitely
don't see him
underrated.
anywhere.
And he talks a lot about people exaggerating in their lyrics, about people faking it, imposters. I mean, Pasta's one where he's like fucking screaming down the mic, but he's definitely like I said, there's a chip on the shoulder. It's like, it's time to listen to me now. Like, I've been doing this. I'm one of the best. I'm tired of being overlooked, as Kieran said. Did everyone else get that impression, or was it just me?
Oh no, 100%.
I think he's in that.
I think he really feels that.
Yeah, isn't he on like his 4th or 5th album right now?
He's had a lot of albums,
yeah,
honestly.
Longer than that.
Fourth.
Like he's been, yeah, that's the thing. He's been putting out this content, and he does get overlooked because, you know, if like, I don't know, you ask around, and it gets to the point where people are like, "Oh, Mick Jenkins, who's Mick Jenkins?" And it is like sad, and it shouldn't be like that at all, because I think he's phenomenal, but he doesn't get talked about in that same light. That's why what Kieran touched on earlier, I think he is almost in the same bracket as like Big Crit. I get that same type of vibe where we know I don't want to say potential. We know the skill and like the quality he has. But yeah, he's not getting. People aren't really realizing that at all, and I can feel that frustration in this album. I bet he is frustrated. I bet he's like thinking to himself, "Why am I not being talked about? Like I'm doing this here right now, showing everybody, but no one's saying my name." And no matter how humble or like sort of, yeah, I don't care, you're going to be, over time that will just start to piss you off when you start seeing other artists getting shout outs, and you know you're better than them, but you're just not getting heard. It's just going to be annoying.
But you know what though? A little bit of devil's advocate here. Do you think that he's ever made a standout album? Like, don't get me wrong, and this is my personal opinion, his projects always float between good and great. But we talked about Noname, and I didn't say this when we were talking about Sundial. I think Noname's at a point where she's arguably the best Chicago rap artist since Kanye West. Like, she's that good. Like, she's on this, like, she's free for free. She's put out some phenomenal bodies of work. Has Mick ever had one of those?
No,
I think The Water was good.
The Water was.
When he came out strong.
he hasn't, but he could do. That's the problem. I don't know if he's there yet. He's like, when I say he's fairly young, like, he's still young in the game. He hasn't broken into the mainstream yet. I think once he gets that mainstream kind of audience, it might fuel him to show his best. Like,
Well, like this album feels like he's gotten all of this pent up feelings off his chest now, because the albums haven't been doing as well as he wanted to. They've not been promoted the way they should be, or like maybe they just haven't come together. Like, you know,
but his last album was pretty good.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good. But I feel like
it was good.
This one's clearer, though. Don't you feel like I understand his vision a lot more in this one? And I feel like now that he's said this like aggressive stuff, maybe he'll calm down and make something a bit more clear and chill next time.
I think as well, he's also in that subset of rap that's not really destined for the big audiences. He's in that chill, mellow kind of place, or that jazzy place. So it's like you kind of picked a niche within a niche. You know what I mean? Hip hop is a niche, and then you're in the niche of that. You're not in the drug rap side or the gangster rap side. So it's like you kind of just have to accept that, you know, the people that love you, like, you know, they're not passing trade. But if he wants that kind of fan base, he's going to have to kind of, I don't know, he's going to have to go to like where Vince is, where he views it like a career, as a like, or a job even, as opposed to now where he's in this like frustrated artist kind of mood.
Yeah, I wonder who it's aimed at, because he says something in an interview about how, like, when he meets other rappers, they tell him how amazing he is. So I think he feels he's got the respect from his peers, but maybe it's more of a fan thing, or like just the general culture. But then I wonder whether like he could benefit from doing some more high profile features, but then that obviously depends on artists reaching out to him and all like things happening organically. But I know he does features, but I'm talking like a kind of J. Cole-esque run where you're like, J. Cole's almost like been put in practice in, you know, the album was called The Off Season, this and that, but it's almost like he's done all these features to up his pen game and be considered in a certain, certain conversations. I wonder if Mick could benefit from doing that, just hopping on other
For
people's
sure.
track.
Do you know, with like Smoke Break Dance, when I was listening to that in context of the album, I was thinking I would be interested to hear Mick Jenkins featured on a Kendrick song, because he can do these high pitched like these like falsetto ad libs and stuff anyway, and I feel like he would fit really well, and he's so lyrically strong too. That would be a cool thing to see.
Yeah, that's where I'm like a little bit puzzled that he's not bigger than he is, because like he can do all these things that a Kendrick can do, that a Cole can do. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, but do you know what though? I like this album, as you could probably tell, and as I've kind of said, I appreciate conciseness and then density within that in a concise project. But I actually felt like this was. I needed a bit more from some of these tracks. I'm not going to lie. Like it felt a bit too abrupt for me. Like an example is it 2004? But by the way, I think every track's at least good. But I was just like, is that it? Is it not going to be a bit more? Especially you've been away for a couple of years. Have you got a bit more to say? The other song for me was, and we'll get to the features, Sitting Ducks with Benny. I was a bit underwhelmed by that Benny feature. I'm not going to lie. I didn't. That was.
It's because Mick is shouting though, and then Benny comes in and he's just doing his normal delivery.
But like, I felt like with Benny especially, and this isn't so much on Mick, but Benny's verse sounded a bit. I don't know, a little bit complacent. Like there was just something a bit lacking in his delivery for me. Like it just didn't sound like the Benny we've heard many times. The bars, like, he wasn't really saying anything that. I don't know. I thought it was fine,
a good verse. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was a good verse. I feel like he's got good lyrics on it. Good rhymes.
Yeah, but like it's Benny. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we've had more punch from features from Benny, and I don't know whether the whole like there's the Trump thing at the minute as well, with like myself included. But I'm like, why is he now supporting Trump? Is this legit? But I don't know. I was just a bit underwhelmed by that track. And then the last track, Mop, and I love the beat on that track, by the way. The Mop beat I love it. But he goes into like a monologue at the end, and I'm like, I kind of would have liked you to rap that. I would have liked that as another verse.
I know what you mean. That monologue at the end. Yeah. It explains the album though, but it's a bit like, do I have to sit through this every time it comes on?
But doesn't it do what it's meant to do, where it kind of brings you down back to normalcy? Do you know what I mean? As in, I don't know. I feel like the album goes in so many different places, and it starts so like crazy with, you know, like show and tell and all that kind of energetic stuff, and then you get to like Guapanese and you're kind of on this chill vibe, and then you get to Mop, and then he's like just
because he's creating that patience, isn't
it?
That's what he's doing. All this frustration, and he's bringing it now to a kilter, and he's calming himself down. He's like, I'm understanding. I need to be more patient. Just bring it, because you are right. I would have liked him to rap that, but he's obviously seen this vision and wanted to do it like that to sort of finish off on that patience.
I don't know. For me, it gave me a good outro vibe. Like, you know, for example, we've been talking about Kanye a lot. Kanye does it at the end of his albums. We'll just talk and say bits and, you know, call people in the booth and all kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like it kind of, for me, it felt like winding down towards the end of a, I wouldn't say long album, but, you know what I mean? Towards the end of a very dense album. Because, you know, again, it's only half an hour, but still, it's like, it brings me back down to like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a slower point in the album. Oh, this is the end, is how I felt in the first time.
I hear you, but I feel like he was doing that in the music already. Like the Guapanese beat is just you know, completely soothes you, even though he's, you know, aggressive and loud in the bars. But and then the Mop beat again, I feel like it's already taken me to that place. I don't know, like maybe my standards are just a bit. I expect a lot from Mick because I really rate him. I would have just liked him to rap that, because what he's saying and the way he kind of wraps up the album like that, I think to pen that to write a verse would have been really impressive. And just to briefly go back, I'm not saying the Benny verse is bad. The Benny verse is fine, it's good, but I think it's just I have a certain expectation of Benny. And
do we have too high expectations of Benny though? I feel like he actually hasn't delivered since that Burden of Proof album, like what we were hoping he would do.
Oh, I thought you all loved the plugs.
I did, but I do actually feel like he could have. I feel like he could have done I feel like
Well,
there was a higher level.
I don't know.
you
I think Kieran's on his own with what he's saying because for me, I quite like. I quite like
That's
Plugs
what, I'm
I've met.
shocked at you saying that. The plugs I met too. Oh, no, it's fire. Like I thought
Like,
he
so-
elevated.
So like Sam and Phil, do you think this Benny verse is on the level of that project or like Burden of Proof? Like,
No, but I don't feel like Benny
Yeah.
gives away some of his best verses. I think he always wants to have them on his own projects. Like it's
Exactly.
rare that I
That's
hear
what
it.
I mean.
That's annoying.
He's
though.
got an
That
album
is
what I'm
coming
annoying.
up. Yeah, he's got an album coming
but
up.
that's what I'm saying. It's like it felt
Yeah.
like it was like I've been asked to do this verse or like I want to get some, I want to make some money. That's fine, but it felt like that. And when you
It
feel
really
that, it's
felt like he was just
I
making
don't think
money.
you cared
yeah.
about this one as much as other verses. That's the feeling I got. It's like it's good because it's Benny. It's not going to be anything less than good. But it's like this one. There's something off with this. Whereas you listen to Freddie's on the previous track. By the way,
Freddie's
Wild
spitting.
having
Yeah,
Freddie
no,
and Benny side by
I,
side is
just
crazy.
I wanted
me.
to say this from the beginning.
Yeah.
How did
Oh,
has he
yeah.
squashed the beef?
Well, I don't know. I think Mick's maybe just a nice guy, so
Having
neither
fun,
of them really
isn't
cared.
it?
But to me, like Freddie on that one, obviously the flow is crazy, but he sounds like he's been through it. He sounds a bit. I don't know, like.
I mean,
I
that's
was-
just Freddie at his absolute best, isn't it? I can't even remember a feature that's that good from Freddie. Sick.
I'm trying to think of.
He's
I
a
mean,
big
the
boss
last
rapper
time
now. That's why.
I'm trying to think. Oh, there was the one on the. Remember the West Side album 2020 on Pray for Paris, the Crazy Alchemist beat. That feature was hard.
Oh,
But,
yeah, that was good.
But yeah, no, there was something about Freddie on this one where I was like, oh, this is different. Yeah. Also,
That's one of the best features of the year for sure.
Yeah, I would say it's up there. The feature for me on here, and shout out Jid as well. Jid did his thing, but Vic Mensa sounded
Vic Mensa's
amazing.
spitting.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Vic Mensa was
bars
doing
are
his
so
thing
good.
on this. Yeah,
He was flossing as well. He said something like, "Oh shit, I need to get up the lyrics. Hang on a minute, bear with me." But someone talk about
He was
first.
bringing that Rock Nation lyrics. Where they just talk about art and shit.
Definitely had Jay-Z vibes to it. Just the swagger on it was crazy. But he's one where I think he's not actually. I don't think he's dropped an album since his debut in like 2017.
I think he has, but he's just gone so off the radar and like, I don't even know what he's doing, really and truly. He had an album in 2021, apparently.
Apparently,
Oh, okay.
he's like releasing stuff. Like he dropped a single last Friday.
He had that
He says
2020. This is the thing. I feel like Vic like slightly fell off.
I don't know if he fell off. I think he's one of them people that's just like taking it slow. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's us or him. Apparently he's done some compilation album or something. Like
No, do you know what it was? Because I remember this. He at some award ceremony. It was not long after XXX Tentacion died. I think criticized him because of his. There was the domestic violence and
oh yeah.
other allegations and whatnot against him. I think he criticised him for that, and his mum was in attendance. So people were like, not good timing.
Oh no!
And also, he's in a song because I remember admitted to like choking an ex-girlfriend or something. So people were
he
like,
definitely.
"What are you saying, Vic? Like, come on." So I don't think that did his what's the word? His image and his popularity any
So you think
favors.
he just stepped away from the limelight just to let that one die down a bit.
Maybe, but he's talking about like I didn't realize he's got like I know it's not this isn't a niche thing, but he's got a cannabis business and he's talking about that here.
Oh, has
So I
he?
think maybe he's just gone off into other ventures, and he said like there's the line where he says I'm fine arts master P. That's crazy, and he's talking about Paris Fashion Week. So maybe he's just like dabbling in other areas, and the rap game is not really his
I don't know. I think he's definitely changed. Like he's not the same like rocky kind of guy he was in the beginning where he was on this punk rock thing. He's definitely I don't know, maybe he's grown up a bit. I don't know what's happened.
He sounds mature for sure.
He sounds incredible in this. That for me, maybe it was more of just a surprise to hear the voice again and to hear him rapping this well. That was my feature of the album on this one. But yeah, Freddie.
The thing is,
definitely
he's actually saying stuff though. I don't know if Freddie's saying stuff.
yeah, Freddie's not
just
really
what
saying
Freddie-
much. Yeah,
What Freddie's
it's not-
doing is
yeah.
incredible, but yeah, Vic's bars are just. It reminds me of that J. Cole verse actually on the Benny track from last year. I don't know why. Just so well written. Every single line is like a punchline.
The rise of Mick
Well, they're,
Jenkins. Not Mick Jenkins. Fucking Vic Mensa.
Yeah. Were there any other standouts for anyone they wanted to mention,
Features wise,
or just in general? I mean, the production we've not show and tell. That bass is disgusting.
That bass is
Fuck.
disgusting because I
Fuck.
managed to change the setting on my headphones again to up the bass. That my ears were vibrating. It's actually crazy. Actually crazy. I was like, what the hell is happening to my ears? Oh, it's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Shout out, is it Berg and Vision or VNZSN?
the main producers of this.
Yeah, they got like 4 or 5 credits, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did a good job on here.
I think
Shout out
he's
them.
working in a like a little kind of collective with them, because it seems like they're what, on half the album basically.
Mm.
So maybe that's
Yeah,
like his team.
a good portion.
Yeah, I don't know. The only shouts I have is Guapanese because I like the beat, or Guapanese. So
Oh, that beat's incredible.
yeah, that beat's giving me what I need.
And like I said it earlier, Mop as well. I love that beat. I think that's Hollywood Cole as well. Yeah, Hollywood Cole.
I just have this weird vision in my head where J. Cole says Hollywood Cole. I don't know if that's him shouting at him or just saying Hollywood Cole for himself.
No, he's got a bar like that in his
Yeah,
early
J. Cole
projects.
literally the first thing he says on one of the checks like Hollywood Cole. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I definitely, I think of Cole as well. Should we get into favourite tracks then?
Go for it.
Yeah. Or was there any other? Sorry, was there any other aspects to the album? Any other? No.
I don't know. I don't think so.
No. Cool. All right. And who wants to go first? Favourite tracks.
Guapanese. Pasta.
You're crazy, man.
And
Pasta.
Smoke
No,
Break.
Pasta's mine as well. Pasta's, I love it. Yeah.
What was the last one you said, Sam?
I said Smoke Break.
Sophia, what you got?
Oh, but same as Sam and Mop.
Okay. Kieran.
Roy G. Biv
Mm.
and Smoke Break Dance.
Yeah, mine's definitely Guapanese, definitely Roy G. Biv, and I'll say Show and Tell. I love Show and Tell.
You're on that aggressive
Thoughts?
energy.
Yeah, man. Scores.
Do you know what? I don't know. This could be the night of the 7.5s.
Oh, so you're putting it on the same as Noname?
Yeah, it's good, but I think it's not their best. I think there's more yet to come. Give him space to
Okay.
grow.
Okay.
It's got to be patient. Yeah, 7.5 to the
Theo?
Jakey.
Gotta be patient.
I'm sitting at about an 8 for this one.
Okay. Kieran, do you want me to go?
No, I'm comfortable. I feel like 8 point. The point. Which point? 8.1. Leave it like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm at a 7.8. That's what I'm at.
And you're shocked at my 7.5. Wow.
All right.
No, it's the same
I'm
as
shocked
Noname.
because I feel like No Names is like a level above this one personally.
That comes out to a 7.85, and Sean don't like decimal places past 1, so let's just call it a 7.9.
I think that's fair. I'm with you, Sam. I think that I'd have to go back and listen to all his albums again to get a real accurate picture. But I feel like maybe the last one was it Elephant in the Room was maybe a bit better than this one. And as much as I love Mick, I feel like there's another level there.
I think we're getting to the point now where it's like, realistically, there's a lot of great rap coming out, and if you don't sit with it, then you're going to miss parts of it, unless you clock it straight from the beginning. Because I know my No-Name score is low. I feel like this score might be a bit low, but, next album, I could be sitting here saying 10, 10, 10. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Okay. So Chicago in general, I mean, Chicago's got a rich history, many legends, many distinguishable eras. How do we feel about the state of Chicago now in 2023 or in recent years?
Arguably, they're one of the best non-major cities. It's like, or non-major areas. It's not New York, it's not LA. So Chicago is like the next one, surely, are all like, Southern rap. They got a lot of big artists that have come out of Chicago from different genres as well.
Yeah, I think like the main ones. I mean, Atlanta's probably like for the last 10 years at least is probably the
Atlanta's different though.
hub, right?
Atlanta does its own thing. Like no one can do what Atlanta does because they've got the whole strip club culture over there. Do you know what I mean?
Copy it.
Yeah, it's true. That culture is.
But I mean, I
different in
think that
itself.
if you look at a lot of, especially in a mainstream setting, like that, so many artists come from there. And then New York's got that historical name, but it's never quite like got back to where it was maybe sort of early to mid 2000s. And then LA is just like mad eclectic, right? Different artists from different spaces. Sorry, Kieran, were you going to say something?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've just been thinking, but yeah, I feel like late 2000s was like the peak for Chicago because you had Common, Kanye, Lupe, Twista, all really like heavy in the game, really making waves in mainstream. I feel like, I don't know, it kind of just was transitioning. Some of those artists didn't do too well in the more modern era. And then there's like this new wave that's like Saba, Noname, Smino, and what we got Mick. I think is Chance. Is Chance a Chicago rapper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chance-
I'll
yeah,
class him as
like,
Chicago. I'll
but there's
class him as
some-
Chicago.
he's definitely. Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Is
What?
a Chicago rapper?
Why is this
Like,
coming into debate? Why? Just because
Listen.
is he born there?
He was born there.
some-
He grew up there as well.
No, he didn't. He
Well,
grew up in LA.
Yeah, he did. No,
So-
he like I think he moved to LA in like 16 or something. Like
So
that.
Sam's the
Yeah.
odd future guy,
15.
yeah.
No,
But
Sam's not the odd future guy.
Yes, you
Sam's-
are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. My understanding of Earl was that, like, yeah, he was born in Chicago, but he spent his formative years in LA. Like, I thought he was like Santa Monica or like that's where he went to school. high
Yeah,
school,
I thought
places
he's
like
from
that.
LA.
Yeah.
Like I'd say Earl is an LA person. His whole vibe gives me LA. He does not.
Me too,
He does
me
not
too.
rep the shy.
Yeah, I mean, he does. I've heard him say Illinois and like talk about his past, but yeah, I've never associated with.
If
with
Kieran's
Chicago.
saying it, then it's facts. Okay.
Listen, he was mentioning the list, so let's keep it moving.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like these artists that I mentioned, though, I feel like they made waves but didn't establish as strong as those 2000s artists. Other than Noname, I feel like she's on that level. But
I don't know. They've got big pop acts that are there. You know, like Lil Durk's massive. He's got
Lil Durk, but is he good?
Yeah.
I don't like any
Nah,
song from Lil Durk.
Lil Durk's hard.
I've never liked any song. And
What's
Polo
Theo
G,
said?
like, leave it as well.
Why is no one liking Lil Durk?
They're
No, I
irrelevant.
don't like Lil Durk. I can't lie.
Oh man,
Theo hates the Lils.
Nah, the
yeah,
Lil
that song with
annoy me,
Drake
man.
a couple years ago.
Yeah, leave it.
No,
But that was Drake. Drake was good on that song.
that
It
Laugh Now
wasn't
Cry
about
Later.
Lil
That was
Durk,
good.
man.
I like that song.
It wasn't about.
you
Durk.
can't deny that Lil Durk's had a little bit of a run though in
He's
recent
had a
years.
bit
What
of run,
run?
but
What songs? Name a song
No,
right
listen,
now.
listen.
Oh, dear.
No, let me
Please,
clarify. You know, Lil Durk's not my cup of tea. I'm just saying, like, he's definitely relevant.
I'm not
He's
trying to
definitely-
beg it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie and say that Lil Durk's good.
I didn't say he was
man.
good. I said he had his little time, and he's a big
He's,
act. We can't deny Lil Durk.
Sam, name a song. Name a song that's his own song, not a feature.
I could not do such things because I
Don't do
listen
that.
to
Don't
Lil
do
Durk.
that.
I could
Lil
not do.
Durk will beat us up as well.
Yeah, let's stop.
Yeah, he's on that gun talk, man. Like, allow it.
No, respect. I'm pleased for his success. Theo, were you going to say something about Chicago?
Oh no, Kieran's touching it as well because he makes a good point. Because obviously, I like the Chicago wave in. Obviously, got Saba, Smino, and Noname. Haven't they got like an album together as well? Don't they collectively do something together? There's something
They
that
have
they
a
do
collective
together
for
as well. Because
Um,
when the three of them get
yeah, they've got,
together,
like,
and
an
they name
unofficial
themselves
group.
something. Yeah. So they've got
and they
that sort of
teased an
wave.
album.
Yeah, which is almost sounds like black hippie-ish, but I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. But I agree with what Kieran's saying. It's not like the early 2000s because I feel like Saba and Smino, I like them both respectively, but they haven't like fully established themselves to be like, right, look, I'm here on this stage. It's like when you think of Chicago, the only real person that stands out is Noname. The others are still, and it sounds harsh on Mick because obviously I love Mick, but on the main on the main sort of stage, or if anyone's looking at Chicago music, they haven't fully established themselves to be like, oh, I'm here. But back in the 2000s, you knew about the rappers from Chicago. They were everywhere. You couldn't hide away from them.
So I think that now and in recent years, Chicago's in a good space. Like I know it might not be our cup of tea, but in terms of the mainstream artists like Lil Durk, Polo G, G Herbo to an extent, they are floating about in those. They're doing numbers, you know. I think that from that kind of chance-led scene, you've still got artists like Saba, like Mick, like Noname, of course, that are still doing their thing. You've got alternative artists like Open Mike Eagle. I think there's a good variety of music coming out of Chicago, and I would still put it up there as one of the top cities over that way. I just don't think that. I think maybe the current scene isn't influencing the rest of the culture like it used to, and I think that you could argue that every decade up until this one, Chicago's been really influential. And even just speaking about the 2010s, I mean, we've spoken before, like, in previous episodes, about drill and, you know, artists like Chief Keef and Young Chop and what that scene did. I mean, look at the drill scene that took off in London and over here, and then made its way to New York as well. And then you had, like I say, the chance-led movement where you had artists like Vic Mensa and Mick, Noname, Saba, Joey Pop, loads of them. That was all happening, especially the first half of last decade. And I think it really made an impact. And then we spoke about the 2000s. I mean, Kanye West, you don't need to say anything. Lupe Fiasco, the impact they had on some of those artists that I mentioned. Even people like Common and Twista kind of transcending the decades. I just feel like as good as the music is now, it's not having the same impact as it used to have. Hopefully that's not unfair. And I think it's partially due to they lost a couple of big names, right? Juice WRLD, King Von, names that perhaps haven't, like, the void that they've left hasn't been filled. Maybe that's why there's not that artist or that movement that's really pushing the needle like it used to. But yeah, that's how I feel. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
no, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes
No, it
sense.
makes complete sense.
You know what? I just don't think Chicago has it in them anymore. And, you know, I'm willing for anyone to, like, you know, correct me on this, but it's like we had the upcoming of big artists like Kanye and all that. Then we had the drill moment, and then I think the rap landscape is less polarized, as in there's no popularized sound anymore. So it's kind of like, doesn't really matter where you're from. Like, the biggest rapper right now is technically Drake. He's from Canada, and then if you go down one step, it's Kendrick, and he just happens to be from LA, but he doesn't sound like an LA rapper unless he pays homage through doing those types of beats. The sound is so spread out that there is no specific sound for a rapper to cling on to when they're coming out. They just make what's trending.
Which is basically like Atlanta sounds.
Exactly.
Mostly.
Yeah. The other artist I didn't mention, we touched upon it earlier as well, is I think I want to be respectful, but I'm trying to think of the right word to use. No, I'm just going to say it because I can't think of anything else, but I don't mean any disrespect. The kind of fall off of Chance the Rapper. I feel like Chance 2016 Colouring Book, his contributions to Pablo, it felt like this is the next guy. And that whole, I mean, there was acid rap and the kind of the druggy type stuff, but he was moving into that gospel area, and it felt like, oh, this could really take off. And then he went in the direction he's gone in with The Big Day, and again, it feels like there's a void. Like, he was I mentioned two scenes. You had the drill scene, and then you had that scene that he was, like I said, very much the kind of figurehead of. And he didn't take off like I think many expected him to. And again, it feels like another void. It feels like that we could have, if certain things didn't happen and different decisions were made, we could be in a situation where Chance the Rapper, Juice WRLD, King Von are like part of the top 10 rappers in the world right now. Like, it wouldn't have been a hot take to say that Chance was on his way to being one of the top guys, or that Juice WRLD. I mean, he was, and even after he died, like, his music did incredible numbers. But yeah, I think that's another name and another career that perhaps didn't pan out the way many of us expected to. And maybe there's some up and coming artists now, and in 5 years' time we'll get the next, not Kanye West. I mean that's a stretch, but the next influential name or the next influential scene that will have that impact on the rest of the culture. But yeah, there's just this void for me. I feel like like I said, every decade had a few artists or that person that really led it, and they don't have that right now. But there's still great music coming out of there. Really
For
good
sure. I
music.
feel like props to Noname because I feel like she's holding the torch for like the soulful sound that I think is actually like the iconic hip hop sound palette for Chicago. Like definitely Kanye and No ID are the ones that led that soulful sampling, and it kind of leans into gospel as well. So I feel like that's where Chance was pushing, but I don't know if I don't want to say he went too far, but I feel like he lost that appeal of like being a hip hop listener, and you want to hear someone like rapping, or at least like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like he just went a bit too far down the gospel route.
Who Chance? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even really remember the big day. I don't know whether people just found it too positive, which is crazy. It's like why do we want to listen?
It just wasn't like good. I don't want to sound harsh. It's just there wasn't good songs on it.
I remember the people saying it was really cheesy, and
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I remember that. But
Oh,
I feel like that's a bit. And again, it goes back to that thing. Like, why do we want to hear trauma and all this fucked up stuff? And then someone tries to do something positive, and we're like, that's boring, or that's cheesy, or corny, or whatever. The only thing with Noname is like I said, I think Noname is arguably the best Chicago artist to come out of there since Kanye West. I think she's that good, and I think she's arguably the best artist of her generation as well.
you think she's better than Lupe?
Better than Lupe. I'd say she's got a more consistent discography. I know it's a lot smaller. I know it's only 3 albums or 3 projects deep, but I don't think it's unfair to say it's more consistent. Like, think about Telephone, Room 25, Sundial. There's no duds. Like, there's no drop off. Like, and it's arguably gotten better. And some people might disagree, but it's arguably
Telephone
getting
was
better.
amazing to me. I don't know. I feel like because of how it was sounding when it came out, I'm just like, I always hold that up to such high regard. I don't know. I feel like, do you know what? I don't know where Tierra Whack is from, but I feel like Noname and Tierra Whack have like a low-key beef for being the most unique artist out there, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard Tierra Whack in a while, actually, but the thing with Noname is that she'll probably never be that figurehead or have that influence that, say, like a Kanye did, or even a Chance did in his heyday, because she's just, to me, just too outspoken. It's a bit like Lupe. Lupe's just said a lot of stuff that I think the industry's like, fucking shut up.
Cut him off.
You're exposing too much. And I think Noname's the same. It's like, it's the industry don't want to hear it. You know, who calls out Jay-Z and Kendrick and Beyonce? Like,
Yeah, she's not going to get any support from
she's
hip hop.
fearless.
Oh no, no chance, no chance.
You got to support her though, because she's fearless. Like, isn't that what rap's about? Being fearless.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, like, that's what will probably. And I don't think she gives a shit. She's always, even from Telephone days, she's always spoken about like not really wanting fame and not liking the idea of celebrity. So I'm not saying that this is it's unsuccessful, but I just mean that I think she's so good that she could be bigger than she is, but she won't, because she just
It's not about sound. You know, she's actually got a lot of listeners. She's got more monthly listeners than Mick Jenkins. I was surprised to see that.
Yeah, am I surprised?
I feel like Mick is bigger than her.
I was at,
and more present as
what
well.
you said, Mick? What Mick's?
Or does she have less?
No, she has
Sorry,
less.
I think
Mick's got 2
No,
million.
Diddy
She's
Bop
got
less.
1.3.
Yeah.
Telephone
no.
was big, man. Diddy Bop was huge, wasn't it? Remember?
Well, yeah.
That was big,
no,
wasn't
Diddy-
it?
Diddy
But
Bop
this is the
was
thing. It's
amazing.
been so long since.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
been
a
a
lot of
while.
Noname's listeners now are still listening to Telephone, and I don't blame them. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Because Telephone is vibey.
Yeah.
Like, Mick Jenkins' listeners is growing. Hers is actually slowly, like, probably decaying.
Yeah.
Also, like, critics love
cancelled
Noname
out here.
as well. Like
they do.
Mick Jenkins, I don't think he's ever had that.
Are they scared to criticize a black woman in today's society? I think that's probably what it is.
Maybe.
That's a good point.
Because the woke
She's-
police
that's a very-
can't
that's
actually
a very
attack
good
her because
point.
she's got double demographic against her. She's a black woman, so it's like, oh yeah, she's, you know what I mean? Like, she's spitting facts. Like, no, she could be problematic.
So have no publications spoken out? I mean,
She hasn't said anything about it.
Not from what
She's
I'm-
playing media politics and just being quiet.
No, I mean, like, have there been any scathing reviews from like?
Nah,
Well,
Pitchfork
publications
rated it
or-
higher than me, which is a surprise. 8.8. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Damn, that's high.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
8.8.
it's high. Yeah, it was 8.8. They loved it. I've read the review. They absolutely loved the album.
I can't work out Pitchfork, man.
You rated it the same as them.
No.
Pitchfork Sean. Email
No,
Sean
no,
at
I mean that,
pitchfork.com.
When you expect, I don't expect their like the way they rate other artists, kind of semi in that lane. Like, I'd love to know what they rated Mix.
I don't think they reviewed
Yeah,
it.
likewise.
I don't even think it's
No,
on their
not
radar to
Have you
review.
reviewed? This is what I mean. I can't work them out. Like they're fucking weird, man.
No, I found it funny because we criticised them. I said it last time. I said they don't rate high on rap albums, and then Noname drops, and then they decide to drop an 8.8. I think they're listening.
Yeah, they're part of our listenership. Well, I don't know. I feel like this kind of chat about Chicago rap has kind of gone up, down, left, right, all over the place. But I think realistically for me, the way I'm feeling is Chicago rap isn't where it used to be, and I don't think it's ever getting back there, to be honest.
We'll see. We'll see. You never know. Someone might pop up soon.
Who you?
It always
man?
it comes in
I'll
waves.
say,
Right?
are you going to become a Chicago rapper?
No, well, if I move there, Kieran, do I become Chicago?
Yeah.
That's according to your rules, yeah.
Oh, okay. According to him now. All right, fair enough.
No, listen, Chicago, like we said, it's got a rich history. I think there's a bit of a void. They've been a bit unfortunate, especially with a couple of big names passing on. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 5 years there's the next guy. So, yeah, big up Chicago. Hey, this is Sean, and thanks for listening to another episode of The Grey Area. Are you an upcoming artist, critic, journalist, or content creator? Hit us up on our Discord or in our YouTube comments if you want to share new music, take part in an interview, or are interested in collaborating. Links to these can be found in the show notes. Take care.